The newest character added to the game in Clash of Clans is known as the Trader. However, what is his real identity, and why did he come to our village with all of these super cheap deals for these magical potions? Find out in the Trader's backstory. Let's go over to the Clash Royale arena and take a look at an underrated troop who's always lived in his brother's shadow, the Dark Prince. It's no surprise that between him and his brother, the regular prince, he isn't the favorite prince by a long shot. The Dark Prince was always jealous that the prince did more damage than him, he was better looking, and he was even worth more elixir. This would obviously upset anyone, having to always live in someone else's shadow. Even their father, who was one of the kings of the arena, preferred the prince over the Dark Prince. In each deck, he would often choose to use the regular prince instead of him, so the Dark Prince held a bit of a grudge against his dad and his brother. He always wanted to get back at them, but there was literally nothing he could do. If ever he fought his brother, he would lose, and he would never take down his dad on his own. Especially with the help of his princesses, he could never do it. So he heard about the discovery of magic potions in the Clash of Clans village one day, and he was thrilled, because the village would be sending them to the arena at some point, and he could use them to make himself even stronger. His prediction was right. The Clash of Clans village sent over a whole carriage full of potions, but the Dark Prince anticipated this and met them before they could reach the arena. He told them that he was one of the king's sons and that he could take the potions to the arena for them. The barbarian, who obviously wasn't the brightest, agreed to this and gave the Dark Prince the wagon. The Dark Prince's plan was working out perfectly. Now all he had to do was find the power potion, drink it, take all the extras, and bring the rest of the potions to the arena. This way, even if the king decides to share the potions equally with everyone, the Dark Prince will still have had more potions than everyone else, therefore making him stronger. The Dark Prince grabbed what he thought was the power potion, but since he didn't know any better, he accidentally grabbed the resource potion instead. So he chugged the entire bottle, and he immediately felt off and knew something was wrong. By accidentally drinking a potion that wasn't meant to be drank, it ended up changing the Dark Prince's appearance. His eyebrows grew much larger and turned blue. And then he also grew a blue mustache and a goatee. The potion also ended up giving him a bit of a crazy look in his eyes. The Dark Prince no longer looked like a prince, and surely his dad and brother would never let him hear the end of that. So he had to make sure that they never saw him like this. And he also never wanted anyone else to be able to have the real power potion and get what he could never have. So he decided to steal the rest of the potions on the carriage, and he took it back to the village. He followed the barbarian's trail back to his own village, and he went to go see the only person that could turn him back to what he once was. He met with the Grand Warden and he asked him what he could do to reverse the spell. But unfortunately, the Grand Warden told him that the only way to do that would be with a spell that would require gems. And now that the Grand Warden's magic wasn't as powerful as it once was, it would require a lot more gems. And by a lot more, I mean a lot more. So the Grand Warden sent him on his ways, thinking that he would never be able to acquire enough gems. But the Dark Prince had an idea that could get him what he needs. So he took his carriage of potions and traveled from village to village selling his potions in exchange for gems. It seemed to work really well. Some villages wouldn't buy any, but then others would buy him out because they are a super cheap deal, and it sort of acted like a black market. And every time he would run out of potions or supplies to sell, he would intercept the barbarian who transports the new supply of potions from the village to the Clash Royale arena, and then he would steal them from the barbarian every time. So the potions would never actually end up making it to the arena, and they never even knew that they existed. And then the Dark Prince would have a never-ending supply of potions and supplies. And at the end of each day, he would go to see the Grand Warden to see if he had enough gems. And each day, the Grand Warden would send him off telling him that it still wasn't enough, and that he would need a lot more. So it looks like the Trader, as he was now known, was going to be sticking around for a lot longer. And despite this Dark Prince being missing from the arena, no one seemed to notice since he had thousands of clones running around in the battle instead.